Hey guys.
Hello, welcome back to Read a Manga. Also, happy December is probably gonna be when this thing comes out anyway. Anyway, hey, we're reading Medalist, which is, by the way, is translated and in the West, but it's digital, so better late than never.
Yes. And now then, why don't we make a discussion about the manga The Medalist? So, we've already catch up to the chapters around chapter 6 and all, and we got an understanding how it works.
Yes, yeah, there's only like 6 chapters we read. I think that's like the first volume.
I believe so, but we'll continue on. So, the thing about The Medalist is that it all starts out with the main protagonist, who really wanted to be a skater but couldn't.
You gonna name names, or you're just gonna say protagonist? This is not your Izokais or your Meta nuts.
Okay, I was a little busy and all that, so please continue.
Okay, so it's about Inari, this little girl who wants to be a skater, but her mom said, like, no, your sister wasn't that great of it, even though she had so much potential. So, yeah, you're not gonna do it. But she really wants to practice. There's also her teacher, Tsukasa, who also didn't make the Olympics. He tried, but he didn't get very far. So he got this side job for the meantime, become a teacher for a little skating ring. And so the two meet in a very awkward way. He almost dies.
Yeah.
Dies falling her. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just like, he falls over and she just pours his barley tea on his face. I don't know if that's like a Japanese thing, but that's hilarious. Like, don't die. Like, I don't know how tea's gonna keep him alive though, but it's not going in his mouth. It's
No,
sure.
of course not. And the third thing is that even though she was a little scared of him at first and all, she has pretty much good potential as a skater.
Yeah, and it's hilarious because when she tries to take like a little test thing to see if she was good enough by her mom, he was like, look, she's so good, like she can do all these flips and stuff, and it was like, stop, like playing favorites, which is an actual thing that like teachers do. Like, you can't play favorites, otherwise like the parents are gonna be like, oh, you don't like my kid? Well, you're gonna take my money and leave, something like that. And she does good, but her mom's still like, yeah, we're still not gonna do it. Like, it's heartbreaking. Like, her mom's kind of
A pain in the butt.
a pain in the butt, yeah. But in the first couple of chapters, she does get better when she sees her take like this little preliminaries round to become like part of the Olympics and all that stuff. And it's really nice to see her like now being supportive of her daughter, seeing like she's that dedicated to become an Olympian. And there's even this one character. Jeez, what's her name?
Perhaps check it on the manga.
I will go to my notes.
Yes.
So pretty much, this one,
A prodigy.
she's a prodigy. She has in the Olympics. I gotta go to my notes. I gotta scroll down. Wait till I notes.
Well, the third thing is that the prodigy was able to be friends with the girl who's pretty much named Inari, right?
Yeah, I just said
Yes,
that.
you did.
That's Inari. Yes.
I just wanted to double check.
Inari's the main protagonist, the main protag. You're
I
for
get
your
it.
Izokais.
Completely different. I get the picture.
You're
Let's just
Macadamia nuts. You're Macadamia nuts. You're
Okay.
whatever.
Anyways, though, she was able to meet the prodigy and was able to learn a few things from her.
Yes, and she also wants to get onto her level so they can both compete in the Olympics together. So,
Basically, rivals.
yes, her own rival, and she's not the only rival. There's also this cat girl called Mike, or hold on, I got my notes. Mika, for short. Or Mika. Well, Mike is short. Sorry. Okay. I'm bad with names.
Oh, come on. You'll try.
I try. Okay. I try pretty decent. Anyway, Mike is a cat girl. She also has this little character arc thing where she doesn't trust adults and tries to do things her own way, even though she has a trainer who she doesn't listen to. It's a very interesting thing. Character development. And I like it. I like her personality, how she's part cat, and I like some of the the character designs. It's it's hilarious, but also very detailed. We'll talk about artwork in a bit, but I want to still talk about the story for what we read so far. So from what we read from the last chapter that we read was chapter 6. So we see this other Olympian that Tsukasa knows, and he even calls about like, yeah, you're not gonna get to the Olympics, and calls around yada yada yada. And of course, like every sports movie fashion, no, we're gonna get to Olympics and we're gonna be #1, baby. And that's all we read so far, Medalist. But I'm very interested now that I know that there is 3 more volumes that are available that just came out this year. I'm gonna just try to read some of them.
Yeah, and I'll start getting onto it as well. I do need to do a lot of catching up.
Yeah. We'll talk about where you can locate some of these volumes in a bit at the very end of the video. So right now, let's talk about characters. So what do you like about some of these characters, and what do you like about Inari?
Well, the thing about Inari is that she was a little worried that she couldn't be able to get through, but at the same time, she starts to grow as an individual person. Not to mention, she wants to achieve her goals.
Oh.
She becomes better.
Okay, so I do like Inari a lot. It's kind of sad. Like before, she does get bullied because she collects a bunch of worms, but there's a reason for why she collected worms, so she can get in for free skating, even though it has become kind of a habit of her collecting worms, or just worms calm her down. Like you get to see her like mess with the teacher's jacket. Like I forget what these called. These little things that hold the jacket, and she pretends her worms to calm herself down. She's a good protagonist. She's a lot of fun. I love how the author does her expressions. They're just like not only too adorable to outright terrified and concerned and depressed at the same time. It's great. It's fantastic. And I don't know. I just like these kind of sports movies tropes where like you have this protagonist that starts off from the down low, builds their way back up to the very top. I can't wait to read more about her later on in the next 2 volumes. Tsukasa, the teacher, what do you want to say about him?
Well, he's definitely loud when it comes to his tone for that. He's very determined, but at the same time, he's a kind coach to Inori.
He is a great teacher. He is very supportive. Supportive. His family is hilarious, though. Like, he tries to not be a burden to his son. Like, Dad, like, yeah, no, I'm still going to try to support you. You're still my son or whatever. It's fun. He's a fun guy. He also gets funny little facial expressions too. And I want to know more about his past and how it went down back when he was trying to be part of the Olympics. I want to know more about that stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm curious about it as well. But eventually, the Medalist will pretty much get an anime when it does reach in a few years.
I hope it does. It's got really good stuff in here. So, any other characters I'm trying to think of?
Well, let's see.
I heard it. In your academia nuts, in your izokais. I don't know. I'm gonna run that joke into the ground for the rest of this freaking video.
Well, let me see. If you're asking me about which characters and all that stands out.
Yeah. So we talked about Tsukasa. Talked about Inari.
Oh, here it is. Hikaru Kamisaki.
Hikaru Kamisaki. Is that the?
Yep.
Oh, that's. Oh, she's the one, the rival.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And the one that's pretty much is the cat girl is Yotka Mikata.
Yeah, or Mike for short. Anyway, you want to talk about Haru or Hikaru?
Yeah.
Hikaru. Oh, why am I not getting that name right? It's the name of one of my favorite songs from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Hikaru indeed. Okay, the thing about Hikaru, she says she is also the prodigy, and not only just that, what we explained, she's also the rival to Inori.
Yeah, also she's younger than her, too. Like, she got into the Olympics at a very young age, so yeah, Inori's got to have to build up a bit. And I like how the rivalry with them is, like, she's not like a, like Bakugo or anything like that. She's pretty chill, it's just like, oh, you want to get onto my level? Cool. I will see you at the Olympics. I'll be waiting.
Like a true rival.
Like a true healthy rival.
Not to mention friend, too.
Yeah. well, we don't see much of her after her introduction. So they're just like weird kid that's with her. I don't know. That's kind of a thing. We don't know much about it. I need to read Volume 2 and Volume 3. Okay, let's talk about Mike.
Okay, for this one, she pretty much just wants to do her own thing, and we already know that much.
Yes, and she likes cats. She has this like, isn't she like has like a country accent?
That she's from North America or something?
No, she's not from North America. She's somewhere in the country of Japan.
Let's see. Osaka?
I think you're on the wiki.
Well, pretty much about that. Let's see. Well, there's my anime list for that matter.
So is that wiki?
That isn't wiki at all!
That's what I just said. I'm being sarcastic.
Well, it's an anime list and all.
It's a list that's wiki. Oh.
Yeah, pretty much about it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So she's very nice. I find it funny that her mom's just like this nice, like fancy lady, and she's pretty chill. Too. I did kind of feel bad for Mike after she didn't technically win the little tournament thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was devastating, and this happens a lot in sports, especially competitions where like you got everything just right, everything to the nook and cranny of it, and then just one little thing, one tiny mistake throws you off. It sucks.
It can happen to anything else like that.
It happens to everybody, man. It's that one moment like you just got it, and then like you mess up one tiny little thing, like, oh god, I messed up. I don't know if I can do it. It's like that. It's heartbreaking, but I do like she does come back at the very end. She did get first place though, so that's still cool.
It's still a good win-win and all.
Yeah. I think we talked a good amount of characters.
Yes, we did.
Oh wait, we gotta talk about that one, her coach, right?
Yeah, and her coach.
She's a character.
Yeah. Why we get onto that?
Okay. What's her name?
Character's name for who's coach?
Mike's coach. She has this floppy hair.
Floppy hair.
Like, go back to the list. I'll show you what she looks like. Like, scroll it down, scroll it down, scroll it down. That's her.
Mario Nachi.
Wait, she's Mario? Is she? Is she voiced by Chris Pratt?
No. Mario Nachi. She does have fluffy hair.
Let's go.
Mario! What is the over thinking? Give me a Mario name to go.
Oh, I don't care. I think her name. No, I think her name is like Nanachi Mario. I think Mario's her last name.
Eh?
Like, you know in Japanese, in the Japanese, like her last names are switch.
Yeah, in the English shows they reverse type.
Yeah, so it's probably not. Her name is Nanachi, I guess. So yeah, she's quite the character. Her first introduction is just like, she's very aggressive, very aggressive coaching, at first, and then like, when something bad happens, she breaks down to like, I guess it's her real personality. She's very polite, very sorry. So yeah, I can't get that Chris Pratt picture out of my head now. God.
Chris Pratt is pretty much everyone. He was even voicing Garfield. Although we're changing the subject, so we're going back
please,
to
can we stay on task, please? We could be talking for hours about Garfield right now. Okay. So, I think we got a good amount of characters done. I think I want to talk about the artwork. The artwork is freaking beautiful.
Indeed.
Who's the author for this again?
Well, let me see. The author for that is most likely about. Here it is.
Okay, I have it right here. It's name. I'm gonna butcher this name. I'm sorry. Suruma Ikata. Yes. Suruma Ikata. I'm so sorry I butchered your name. His panel work is freaking phenomenal. It's very dynamic. Like, through the brushwork and everything, it's really good. Not only the character designs and the facial designs look on point. They are very expressive. I like it. I like his work. It's great stuff. I'm surprised no one really talked about his work yet. It's really good.
It does take a lot of work, and it was really good after I read all the chapters.
I know. Good panel work. Fantastic character design. And in terms of story, all around good. So, I guess that's all we can talk about. But before we kind of end this, so we know how this thing goes. We always give it a good, or it's an okay, or not so great. We haven't had a not so great manga yet.
Well, this is just the start, so once it gets more chapters along the way, we see more developments.
Yeah, so we'll try to get more volumes, and maybe we might do a complete review when it's finally completed. So what would you give it for like 10 being the greatest, or 1 being the lowest? So what would you give it?
10.
I would give it a 9.7 out of 10. It is good. I want to see more. I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10 score, mostly because I want to read more. I just want more of this. So far. Somewhere I'm invested. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah. All right then.
So, but before we end it, though, I want to tell people that you can still buy this manga and where to get it. So you can get this manga online, on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon Kindle or whatever, or just Amazon.com for $7.99. Help support the mangaka, so we can maybe get a physical version down the line. That also goes for Aspergirl. This is something that I wanted to talk about in one video. Is that it's now called My Atypical Girl. It's called in English translation, and it's also available on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon. So both $7.99. So if you want a cool Christmas gift that's manga related, and you watch some of these videos and try to find some of them, this is where you can find some of them. Not all the manga we do is available in the West yet, so this is why try to support the manga industry, support these creators. They're very talented. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. So now we can wrap it up.
Right. This has been Jude here.
And I'm Gear. We'll see you guys next time, and have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.